Today's Magic the Gathering show, I'm not going to actually tell you the topic. You've got to figure it out. And we're going to start off with the first card suggested by just a random mage, Force of Will. 5 mana instant. You can pay 1 life and exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost to counter target spell. So I'll say how close this is. Is this really hot? Is it cold? Is it neutral? Warm? Cool? How close are you to the topic? This is an awkward one. I would say this is neutral. This is it's a little somewhere, it's very mid. So what is the topic today? You got to figure it out. Now we got Toads with Primeval Titan. Primeval Titansies. 6 mana, 6/6 giant with trample, ETB, or attack. You can search your library for 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. This card is completely off topic, has nothing to do with the show. Nightmare Incarnation Shieldred. The Apocalypse, to be specific. That's the 4 mana 4/5 Phyrexian Praetor with Death Touch, and when you draw a card, you gain 2 life, and when an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. This is ice cold. We've strayed very far from God now. Niv Mizzet. Because Pedgeman loves the Izzet cards. I didn't know you loved Izzet so much, Pedgeman. Oh wait, you want the Parun one. Niv Mizzet Parun. This is a 6 mana 5/5 Dragon Wizard that can't be countered with flying. You draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you also draw a card. I would say ice cold. Ice cold here. The theme is cards you really like. No, it's not. Nice try. Hold on, I have to get to some other people. Let's get to Chow's. Chow's wanted to try. Bernard. Ginger Sculptor. This is a 4 mana 3/3 human artificer. Each creature you control that's a food or a golem gets +2/+2 and trample. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. And if you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 food golem artifact creature. In addition to its other types, and it has pay 2, tap, sack this artifact, you gain 3 life. That has nothing to do with the show either. We are nowhere close. Future Sight. We're going to peer into the future. I've peered into the future. You've all failed this show. Okay, it's a 5 mana enchantment. Play with the top card of your library revealed, and you may play the top card of your library. This has nothing to do with the show. Okay, remember, we were like neutral, just to get people back on track. We were like neutral at Force of Will. It's sort of neutral. So I should say it's like cool or something. Dangerous One, Naked Singularity. 5 mana artifact, cumulative upkeep of 3. If tapped for mana, plains produce red, islands produce green, swamps produce white, mountains produce blue, and forests produce black instead of any other type. Also has nothing to do with the show. We have strayed so far from topic. We got Asian Knight with Portent of Calamity. It's a blue X sorcery. Reveal the top X cards of your library. For each card type, you may exile a card of that type from among them. Put the rest into your graveyard. You may cast a spell from among the exiled cards without paying their mana cost. If you exiled 4 or more cards this way, then put the rest of the exiled cards into your hand. Nope. Adeptus. Defenders of Humanity. What is that? It's a 3 mana X enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. And also for 3 mana X, exile it. Create X 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature tokens with vigilance. Activate only if you control no creatures and only during your turn. What does this do? Creates? Oh, you just create more. Nope, this has nothing to do with that. Nope. Benjamin says most expensive counter spells. That is incorrect. Indiana Jones with Desertion. It's a 5 mana instant. Counter target spell. If an artifact or creature spell was countered this way, put that card onto the battlefield under your control instead of into its owner's graveyard. This is like neutral. I would say cool to neutral. It's like it's not ice cold, but we're not there either. John with Burn Offering. Burn Offering a black instant now, right? As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature at X mana in any combination of black and red, where X is the sack creature's mana value. Nope. Man, we're like, it's just nothing here. It's just nothing. David with summon the Leviathan. Summon Leviathan. 6 mana, 6/6, Ward 2, Saga Leviathan. Chapter 1, return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. And for chapters 2 and 3, until end of turn, whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent attacks, draw a card. Nope. Nope, this is going very poorly. Very, very poorly. Okay, Rob, Tortured Existence. Black enchantment, pay a black. Choose and discard a creature card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Nah. I would say this is not it either. So remember, we were at like cool to neutral on this one, but not warm, not hot. We were just not there. Cerise with Force of Vigor. It's a 4 mana instant. If it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Destroy up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. Nope. Unfortunately, no. It's not. Doesn't work. The least expensive counter spell is that? No, that doesn't work either. Andre, Telekinetic Bonds. Telekinesis. I'm surprised more, like, Planeswalkers don't cheat by, like, reading people's minds more often. Okay, Telekinetic Bonds. Or I guess they do often. Just can't keep a secret in the multiverse. Telekinetic Bonds, a 5 mana enchantment. Whenever a player discards a card from their hand, you may pay 2. And if you do, tap or untap target permanent. What a unique card. Has nothing to do with the show, though. Next up. Let's get Jonathan's Leyline of Anticipation. I don't know why anyone can't get, like, on board here. Okay, there's a 4 mana enchantment. If Leyline of Anticipation is in your opening hand, you can begin with it onto the battlefield. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Nope. Wait a minute. No, I'm not going to give it. I'm not going to give it anything. Nothing at all. Chow says, I think it has to do with alternative casting costs that don't use mana. Well, you gotta suggest more cards then. Okay, who else? Who hasn't had a shot? Dinglebag with Ether Spouts. Is a 5 mana instant for each attacking creature its owner puts on the top or bottom of their library. No. No. I know it's the Mondays. We have a case of the Mondays. Does it involve kicker-like mechanics? Can't tell you. I'm not allowed to cheat like that. Or you're not allowed to cheat like that. Okay, Steve Cooper. Dread Fugue. Where is Christopher B? Doesn't want to be part of these types of shows? And what the hell is a fugue? Dread. Oh, I didn't put dread. I put dead. It's my bad. Black Sorcery with Cleave for 3 mana. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. With mana in brackets with mana value 2 or less, and then that player discards a card. Nope. Nope. Nigel. Alternate. Sorry. Are you saying alternate removal? Nope, that is not the name of the show. That is incorrect. Now I'm just like looking for cards that might have anything to do with this show. All the way off-topic cards have been real cards. Maybe we should try some cards that are not real cards, like this one, Machine Trailblazer. I don't even know. Like I told you that those blue cards were like cool to neutral, and no one's tried to go. Oh, I can't find this card. Trailblazer? No, I can't look it up. Which means it doesn't exist. Lord Trevor, World Slayer. At some point, we're gonna get one card that's gonna be bang on. 5 mana equipment. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy all permanents other than the World Slayer. Nope. Nope. Muddle the Mixture. 2 mana instant. Counter target instant or sorcery spell and transmute for 3 mana. I would say this is still in the cool to neutral zone. Very cool to neutral zone. What is Chaos Orb? I can't remember. What chaos? Oh, this card. No. That doesn't work either. Evil Gibson with Gush. 5 mana instant, but you can return 2 islands back to your hand rather than pay Gush's mana cost. Draw 2 cards. Nope. I'm just disqualifying cards left, right, and center here. Okay, how about Toilet Ducks Mako Explosive Entertainer? Oh, it's a Chandra. 6 mana for 4. +1, create 2 3/1 red elemental creature tokens with haste. 0, discard all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards, and then -X. Deals X damage to each creature. It's a lot of words to go nowhere. Seb Stone, Fanatic of Ronus. Hannah Jones was like, we used to play with Chaos Orb quite a bit back in the day. But did anyone tear them in half? You know, that's what the legends say. But there's like no proof of it. I've never seen a video of someone like rip it up a million times. Fanatic of Ronus, 2 mana for a 1/4 that taps for a green. When it has Ferocious, it taps for 4 green, and you can eternalize it for 4 mana. No, that has nothing to do with the show at all. We have Ryler, cards with alternate casting costs that don't require mana. Nope, not even close. Did we do Sublime Epiphany? So, from Bryce, Sublime Epiphany. Worst counter spells. Nope. 6 mana instant. Choose 1 or more. Counter target spell. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and target player draws a card. This is in the cool to neutral range, like all those other counter spells that we've seen so far. So like you're like sort of moving in the direction, but not really. Like none of these actually have anything to do with the show. Cards that are overcosted for what they do. Nope. Not really. Who has not got anything? Let's go look at Old Boy's Flunk. 2 mana instant. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is 7 minus the number of cards in that creature's controller's hand. Nope, that has nothing to do with it. Is it best blue instant? Nope. And by the way, when you're answering... Okay, actually, so far, this one, you probably don't need to use the name Magic the Gathering in your answer, or MTG. So far, chat, it has something to do with countering something. Maybe. But maybe not. Maybe there is something else that's all combined. Maybe there's something else that they all have some in common. Trisaru, Siren Storm Tamer. Blue 1/1, Siren Pirate Wizard flying. Pay a blue, sacrifice Siren Storm Tamer. Counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. The answer is no. No. Seb Stone with a reprieve. Oh, I should say this is again in the like neutral to warm zone. Reprieve, 2 mana instant. Return target spell to its owner's hand. Draw a card. This is super hot. This has everything to do with the show. Everything. This is the show. Right here. Best conditional counterspells? Nope. This is it right here. Okay, Derek, Singularity Rupture. Non-blue counterspells? Nope, it's not that. Okay, for 6 mana, sorcery, destroy all creatures. Then any number of target players each mill half their library, rounded down. Nope. Counterspells with upside? No, it's not that. Oh, Trisaru! Trisaru! Counterspells that aren't actually counterspells. Congratulations. Congratulations, Trisaru. Wow, it just took like 1 card. It was so frustrating. Nobody could get anywhere even no one could get close to this damn thing. Man, it was just literally 15 minutes of random cards. I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. Well, anyway. All right, well, that's 1 down. Congratulations, Tressard. Someone should, like, keep track of, like, a leaderboard of how people are doing. Who's answered the most correct. All right, the next one. Because we got 5 topics. One of them is going to be really hard. This is not it, though. Okay, lead us off. Old boy, illusion of choice. Can you guess the next show? Yeah, well, close is only useful in horseshoes, Matthew Green. And we ain't playing horseshoes today. Illusion of choice, a blue instant. You choose how each player votes this turn. Draw a card. No, that has nothing to do with the show. Nothing. Indiana Jones with Soul Ring. Nothing. Nothing to do with the show. Toad's Caracas. A land that bounces legendary creatures. No, it has nothing to do with the show. Trisaru, the Haunt of Hightower. Six mana, 3/3, flying lifelink. Whenever the Haunt of Hightower attacks, defending player discards a card. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on the Haunt of Hightower. You know what? Okay, I would say this is warm. I would say this card is pretty warm. I don't know. It might even be between warm and hot. It just might. But I would say it's at least warm here. Now let's get Jackal. Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. Let's just get. I don't know how to spell Kirik. Kirik, son of Yawgmoth, 7 mana. But there's a little Phyrexian mana in that casting cost. For a 2/2 Phyrexian horror minion, lifelink. For each black in its cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. I would say this is neutral. This is neutral. It's not completely off topic, but it's definitely not the card. Most expensive enchantments in MTG? Nope. And by the way, this answer, you are definitely going to have to answer with either use of Magic the Gathering, or MTG in the title. I will not accept anything that doesn't use it. Trent Sims, Skullbriar of the Walking Grave. 2 mana, 1/1, haste. When the Walking Grave deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Counters remain on Skullbriar as long as it moves to any zone other than a player's hand or a library. No, this has nothing to do with the show. Absolutely nothing. Hypnotic Spectre. 3 mana, 2/2, a flyer, deals, and it's a specter. Deals damage to an opponent. That player discards a card completely at random. You don't know what you're gonna get. But I'll tell you what you're gonna get here. Nothing to do with the show. Nothing. Hedgeman, Mossborn Hydra. Mossborn. 3 mana, 0/0, a trample. Enters with a +1/+1. This creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Oh, and has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on the creature. Nope, nothing. Okay, just remember this was like warm. This was definitely warm. This was definitely a warm card. Benjamin Berkey, Skeletal Vampire. 6 mana, 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. Also, for 5 mana, sack a bat, create 2 1/1 black bat creature tokens with flying, and also sack a bat to regenerate your skeletal vampire. Nope, has nothing to do with the show. This is ice cold, super ice cold. Matthew Green with Waste Not. 2 mana enchantment. Opponent discards a card, you get a 2/2 zombie. When they discard a land card, you get 2 black mana. Whenever an opponent discards a non-creature, non-land card, you draw a card. Ice cold. Whoops, I'm losing chat here. Sebstone. Miri the Cursed. And 4 mana for a 3/2 flying first strike haste vampire cat. Whenever Miri the Cursed deals combat damage to a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Miri the Cursed. Super ice cold. It's all ice. Less than Jaws, like the shark. It is. I can't read this card though. This is the only version of Jaws. Okay, Trample Haste, whenever for 5 mana. It's a shark, a legendary shark, mind you. This is a real card? It's not even legal anywhere. Some weird secret lair drop. Whenever Jaws deals combat damage to a player, create that many blood tokens. And whenever a non-creature artifact is sacrificed or destroyed, Jaws deals 1 damage to each opponent. No, this is ice cold. That's nothing. Nothing at all. Spectral Maniac, Underrealm Lich. Five mana, 4/3, Zombie Elf Shaman. If you draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put 1 of them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Pay for life. Underrealm Lich gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Nope, that has nothing to do. Ice cold. Just okay, let's get back to a reminder. The Haunt of Hightower is like the closest card we've got so far. It's somewhere between warm and hot. Definitely warm. Echipo, Sign of Calamity. This is a 5 mana 5/5 dinosaur with Myriad, and when it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Completely ice cold. Has nothing to do with the show. Jonathan Baronati. 2 mana 1/3 with flying, and has lifelink as long as you control another fairy. And for 3 mana, Baronati gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This is definitely super hot. This is super hot. This card's better than this card. Definitely super hot. Magnum Opus Gold with Grizzlebrand. This is a, what is this? 8 mana 7/7 demon, flying lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. I would say this card's neutral. I would say this card is neutral. Probably on the cooler side, to be honest. Evil Gibson's like, cards with flying and lifelink. No, it is not. Lifelink MTG creatures? No! If that was true, then this card would have been hot in the first place. It would have been like it would have been any card. Elwinter, Vampire Nighthawk. Three mana, 2/3, flying, death touch, and lifelink. I would say this card's like, I would say this is warm. I would say it's on the warm side. Black MTG creatures with activated abilities. Nope. Sounds like a lame show, to be honest. I would never make a yeah, you know what? This show sounds so bad that I feel like making it now. Black MTG creatures with activated abilities. Man, I hope it does well. If anyone blames me, I'll just blame you, in Nightmare Incarnation. 1 mana flyers in MTG. Is this a 1 mana flyer? This is not a 1 mana flyer. MTG black creatures that pump themselves? Nope. Worst MTG vampires. It's not even a vampire. Right? Hedgeman wants Healer's Hawk. Healer's Chalk? Healer's... No, I think it's Hawk. A white 1/1 bird, flying, and lifelink. I would say this is hot, too. Okay, this one's hot, too. Somewhere, it's either that or it's warm. It's like warm to hot. Creatures that are Halloween themed that are flying. What a clunky show name. MTG creatures with multiple keywords. No. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. I'll just break it to you. This card has nothing to do with it. Oh my god, Tresaru! You gotta save some for the rest of us. You gotta save some for the rest of us, Tresaru. Look at that. Tresaru's just scooping it all up here. It's just absolutely scooping up all... Yeah, worst MTG lifelink creatures. So hold on, that Nadu does... So we have Healer's Hawk was a lifelink creature. Baronati, what could get lifelink. So it has lifelink as long as you control another fairy. And this card's terrible. It's like a 2-mana 1/3. It's just basically a 2-mana 1/3 flyer with the worst activated ability possible and conditional lifelink. That was absolute garbage. We didn't tell chat the topic champion here, I guess. Well, looks like Tresaru's stepping up to the plate. I watched the show too much. Maybe. All right, that one's scrapped. But we have more. All right, we have more people. So what is the oh, hold on. Something is a little off. Oh, I see. Okay. I just have to edit one of these. All right, start guessing. What is the next? Oops, I screwed this one up too. Hold on. What is the other? I doubled one of them. Oh. Come on, bear with me here. I had 5 show topics and I just doubled it twice. Okay, let's go. Let's start off with Anna's Moraphon. Alright, this is a 7-mana 6/6 changeling. ETB, choose a creature type. Spells of the chosen type you cast cost Wooburg less to cast. The effect doesn't reduce the amount of colored mana you pay. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. No. Substone, Windfall. That was ice cold, by the way. Windfall, 3 mana, sorcery. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. It's also super ice cold. And okay, the show hasn't ended yet, but we do have to take our, commercial break to thank our sponsor, FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. I also like to just go there personally, so I don't have to deal with the shipping delay from Canada Post being on strike. Deal of the week this week. Save 15% off all Tempest singles. I just bought a Lotus Petal. But you know what? My loss is your gain. Get your Lotus Petals 15% off at FusionGamingOnline.com, amongst many other fine Tempest cards, where they have Cursed Scroll and stuff over there. But don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases, especially those Lotus Petals. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Play any deck, any format you want on Magic Online. Why? Because it's cheaper when you're renting. If you like to play a billion decks, well, don't own a billion cards. Just have a subscription to a rental service and milk that thing as much as you want to play as many decks as you want in as many formats as you would like. And you can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd-month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_EFC. That's the way to do it. You have to rent for victory. It's like pay to win, but renting. Okay, let's get back to the show. Jace Bellerin. It's a unique suggestion, Steve Cooper. 3 mana for a 3 loyalty Jace. +2. Each player draws a card. -1. Target player draws a card. And -10. Target player mills 20 cards. Nope, has nothing to do with the show. What is this? Agatha of the Vile Cauldron? This is like not Agatha's Soul Cauldron? Is this? Oh, this is Agatha and that's her cauldron? I didn't even know. Okay, it's a 2-mana 1/1. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X last to activate, where X is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron's power. The effect doesn't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. And for 6 mana, other creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and haste until end of turn. No, unfortunately, it's absolutely nothing. You know, I should mention actually with the Jace Beleren, it should be considered. It's not ice cold. It's cool. With Jace Beleren, but it's cool. It's like very loosely on topic, very loose. Yeah, I know. I just realized she's from the same. She's from the same set. Evil Gibson with Tiny Bones. Somebody, which one? There's a lot of time. I don't know which one you're talking. Oh, maybe the original. I'll assume the original. Black 1/1, Death Touch. Whenever Tiny Bones, the pickpocket, deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. Also, it's a Skeleton Rogue. Ice Cold. Has nothing to do with the show. Voltland, Mutable Explorer. Mutable Explorer. Okay, we have a 3-mana 1/1 Changeling. When it enters, create a tap Mutable token. That is very... Oh, yeah, that's with the new card. It's very unique. Has nothing to do with the show, though. Ice Cold. Someone 24C. Haven't seen you in a while. Goblin Bomb. Just don't talk about that at the airport. They have a big problem with that. Like, actual Goblin Bomb. 2-mana enchantment. During your upkeep, you may choose to flip a coin. Target opponent calls heads or tails while the coin is in the air. If the flip ends up in your favor, put a fuse counter on Goblin Bomb. Otherwise, remove a fuse counter from Goblin Bomb and remove 5 fuse counters from Goblin Bomb. Sacrifice Goblin Bomb. Goblin Bomb deals 20 damage to target player. I would say this card's hot. I would say in my humble opinion, I actually think that this card is hot. It's either warm or hot. It's definitely definitely very strongly on topic. Next, let's look at Indiana Jones Regrowth. Two-mana sorcery. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Nope. Christmas pterodactyl or pterodactyl. Piracy. Not coastal pirate. The actual piracy. Double blue sorcery. This turn, you may tap lands you don't control to help pay for your spells. That is so weird. Asian Knight goes, bad cards that can be used to win the game easily. Nope. It's funny. Unlocked with Hidetsuko's second right. Hidetsugu's. What happened to the first right? 4-mana instant. If target players, if target player has exactly 10 life, Hidetsugu's second right deals 10 damage to that player. Nope, this has nothing to do with the show. Ice Cold. MTG cards that need setup. Nope, that's not it. It's not it. Is this a card, Mr. House? Okay, 3 mana for a 0/4. Whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you roll a 6 or higher, instead create a token that's create a token and a treasure token. Pay 4, tap, roll a 6-sided die plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasures spent to activate this ability. Wow, that is so weird. Ice Cold. Nothing. Argentina. Magic the Gathering cards that win the game by its own without saying win the game. What a long title. No. Prime Jaders, the deck of many things. Is this real? Or is that like your... Oh, this is a real card. 5-mana legendary artifact. Pay 2, tap, roll a d20 and subtract the number of cards in your hand if the result is 0 or less. Discard your hand. 1 to 9, return a card at random from your graveyard to your hand. 10 to 19, draw 2 cards, and then 20, Put a creature card from any graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. When that creature dies, its owner loses the game. No, this is ice cold. Let's get back to like so the Goblin Bomb. This card was hot. All right, this is the card. I would say that it's something like this. Matthew Green, Mogus, God of Slaughter. 4 mana, 7/5, indestructible. As long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7, Mogus isn't a creature. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogus deals 2 damage to that player unless they sacrifice a creature. No, it has nothing to do with it. Argentina, Pursuit of Knowledge. Knowledge. We have 4 mana enchantment. Skip drawing a card, put a study counter on Pursuit of Knowledge, remove 3 study counters from Pursuit of Knowledge, sacrifice Pursuit of Knowledge to draw. Holy crap, 7 cards! And this card is hot. This card is very, very hot. Super, super hot. Oh boy, MTG enchantments that can kill someone. It's an interesting, you know, I like that show idea. You know, I'm writing that down. We're gonna do that one day. MTG enchantments that can kill someone. I didn't realize I can farm video ideas with this show. Worst counter-based MTG cards? Nope. MTG cards with the most counters? No. Cards that take time to work? No. Cards with their own specific counters? No. MTG cards with unique counters? You know what? I'm not going to accept that answer yet. Okay, we're going to go with Jake with Bristly Bill, Spine Sower. It's a 2 mana 2/2 landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and for 5 mana you can double the +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. I would say this is like cool. You gotta stop doing this, Trissa. You gotta stop. You absolutely have to stop. No one can stop this guy. No one can stop Trisaru here. That's 3 in a row. Did anyone say weirdest MTG counters before Trisaru? I don't think so. I didn't see it. People said a lot of stuff about counters, but I didn't see the weirdest counters before Trisaru got it. A lot of you were close, but no donuts. You can't be close. You got to be unique equals weird. No, unique is just different. Weird is like it's like an awkward thing. Well, also you should know how I title my shows. There's a lot of we have shows about weird stuff, but not about odd or unique cards, I should say. Said outdated. Well, there's a lot of new like I would have given it to a feather counter, for example. And those are new counters, for example. Okay. I'm sure fuse control was on the other fuse control. Never heard of it. Okay, we got next one. Next card. Or sorry, next topic, I should say. We have Christmas Pterodactyl with Brood Spinner. Someone's got to break Trisaru's winning streak. Okay, we have a 2 mana 2/3 spider. Reach. When it enters, surveil 2. And for 6 mana, tap, sacrifice the Brood Spinner. Create a number of 1/1 black and green insect creature tokens with flying equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. That has nothing to do with the show. Ice cold. Indiana Jones with land tax. Matty Madsen is like, I'm upper class here. We use very sophisticated terminology, like odd. Okay, land tax, a white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls more lands than you may search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle. Super ice cold. Nothing. It has nothing to do with the show. We got Draggy, Heroes. Oh, Heroes in a Half Shell. It's a real card now. Heroes in a Half Shell. Oh, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles music in the moment. Okay, 5 mana for a 5/5 Mutant Ninja Turtle. Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Haste. Whenever one or more mutants, ninjas, or turtles you control deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and draw a card. Nope. The good old Soul Ring. It's gotta be mentioned every single time. No, Ice Cold. Adeptus for the Emperor. Is a Caesar card or something. 4 mana, sorcery. Creatures you control get +1/+1, gain vigilance, life, and lifelink until end of turn. No, this is awful. Prime Jader's Damnation. 4 mana, sorcery. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Super Ice Cold. Unlocked with Mana Drain. 2 mana counterspell. It's an instant. Counter target spell at the beginning of your next main phase. Add an amount of colorless equal to that spell's mana value, and it's Ice Cold. Felicia, Wish Good Luck. Is that a real card? It is, sort of. What's an arena card? It's a 2 mana sorcery. Create a food token. Create a tap treasure token. Create a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew 1. Nope, that's not it either. Ice Cold. We're not even in like the cool range. We got nothing. We got absolutely nothing. Elixir, Sinister Concoction. Two mana, 2/1, Human Wizard. When Sinister Concierge. Was that the card? You have Concoction. Sinister. Oh, that does exist. Okay. Black Enchantment. For a black, pay 1 life. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard. Discard a card. Sacrifice Sinister Concoction. Destroy target creature. What? That's a lot to activate the ability. Nope. Super Ice Cold. Who has no card yet for this one? Servant of the Lord, Armageddon. Everyone's going after destruction cards. 4 mana sorcery, destroy all lands. Nope, has nothing to do with the show. Guess sagas that confuse the players. No. Yeah, that's a real guess in the dark. Argentina with Invasion of Killam. Kill him! 4 mana, Siege. When Invasion of Killam enters the battlefield, up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 and gain Vigilance and Haste until end of turn. What's the backside? When we transform it, becomes a Oh, it doesn't even transform. It's just a sorcery on the other side. Create 2 3/2 red and white warrior creature tokens with whenever this creature and at least one other creature token attack, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Nope, that's not. Has nothing to do with the show. Fog! Fog! Green instant. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. What's wrong with you all? For Ginka, Blind Creeper. 2 mana, 3/3 Zombie Beast. Whenever a player plays a spell, Blind Creeper gets -1/-1 until end of turn. You know what? I gotta start saying, like, this is cool or something. Like, it's close to Ice Cold, but it's, you know what? So many of these cards are so far off that I can't possibly. How do I put it? Yeah, I gotta start calling this cool. Like, we're just not, we're nowhere close. Steve Cooper with Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Ugh. Well, anyway, I'll read it. 8 mana, 7 loyalty Ugin. +2, it deals 3 damage to any target. -X, exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's 1 or more colors. And then -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and you may then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I'm gonna say this is cool to neutral. You know, it's a cool to neutral. But by saying that, it might throw people off. Don't put too much stock into this. Don't put too much stock into this. The worst removal in MTG? No. Corbinic Time Walk. 2 mana sorcery. Take an extra turn after this one. Or destroy. Was it destroy target player's turn or something like that? Was that the original one? Anyway, no. This is ice cold. Has nothing to do with it. Benjamin Berkey really wants this Feldegriff. Just one F though. Is it this? Feldegriff. 4 mana 4/4 Feldegriff. Green gets trample and the opponent gets a 1/1. For a white, it gets flying, but then the opponent gains 2 life. And for a blue, we return our Feldegriff back to our hand and the opponent gets a card. It's basically ice cold. Basically. Empty cards that doesn't affect colorless cards? No. Remember, when I said that Ugin was like... I said it was very, very loosely related to the show. Very, very loosely. Outrageously loosely. Christopher B's here! Storybook right. We need people like Christopher B. Like, Christopher B's palette of Magic the Gathering cards is like so out there. Storybook Ride, an attraction artifact. Visit, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of attractions you visited this turn, including this one. You may play those cards this turn. At the beginning of the next end step, if any of those cards remain exiled, put them on the bottom of your library in any order. No, this is ice cold. What do we have next? Hexenort. We have, what is this? Trey Z, Son of Sarah? The hell is this? It's one of those completely illegal cards. 4 mana, Legendary Human Knight, 3/3. It's a companion. Your starting deck contains only nostalgic cards. What? That's so up to interpretation. Vigilance. Whenever you cast a nostalgic spell, you can pay 2. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Trizitzi, and then for each +1/+1 counter on it, create a Sarah Angel token. Oh, but they define what nostalgic is. Retro frames, legends, and artifacts are nostalgic. Any artifact? The artifact could have just come out a little while ago. Toads with the Stormseeker. Anyway, this card's ice cold. We need to find something that's sort of related. The closest was that Ugin, and that's not even close. Stormseeker is a 4 mana instant. Stormseeker deals damage equal to the number of cards in target player's hand to that player. This has nothing to do with the show. Ice cold. Prime Jader is a Johnny. But not any Ajani. The Mentor of Heroes. 5 mana, +1, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 3 creatures. +1, look at the top 4 cards of your library to reveal an aura, creature, or planeswalker card and put it into your hand. And -8, you gain 100 life! Here's my life sound effect. But this card has nothing to do with the show. Nothing. Zip! Jackal, Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Okay, 3 mana, 4 loyalty. Whenever an artifact you control enters, you get a loyalty counter on your Tezzeret. 0. I'm just gonna say this does. I don't have to read this whole thing. It's not ice cold. Super ice cold. Tressaru Green Dragon. The Green Dragon is a 6 mana 4/4 flyer, and it's got Poison Breath. Whenever Green Dragon enters the battlefield until end of turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt damage, destroy it. Okay, are you all ready for this, everyone? You gotta be ready, because this was Tresaru's suggestion. Are you all ready? This is blazing hot. This is super hot. This is the absolute hottest of hot card we've seen today. Best MTG Dragon cards? Nope, it is not. Is not the Matty Matson Dark Depths. I'm just gonna say no. That is ice cold. Okay, we have Christmas. Atomus All-Seeing. This is a 6-mana 4/6 Sphinx flying. For 3 mana tap, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Whenever Atomus All-Seeing deals combat damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand, and if cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Nope, this is ice, super ice cold. Best MTG dragons that destroy things. No, that is not it. MTG cards with specially worded abilities. No. Weird. That's a pretty weird creature removal. No, it is not. What's the topic? That's what you gotta guess, Dark. Dark Ginger. You gotta read the title of the show. MTG show, but I didn't tell chat the topic. That's the whole point. You guys gotta figure it out. Let's see. MTG dragons that aren't red. That's funny. Non-red dragon. No, it's not non-red dragons. Everyone's poaching that one. No, it's not it. Just our Goldspan dragon. Okay, everyone, be careful. Josiah was probably honing in on the answer. It's a 5-mana 4/4 dragon flying haste. Whenever Goldspan Dragon attacks or becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token. Treasures you control have tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of any one color. I would put this in the neutral to warm range, but this is not hot. This is not hot. You know what? You know what, Asian Knight? Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to you. This is oh, wait a minute. Do you know what? Okay, I am sorry. I am sorry. This is not it. But I have actually I think okay, I'm gonna have to give it to you. I have to edit my thing. I misread my suggestion. Okay, it was worst MTG dragons. Or that's what I had in my head. You know what, Anna? You know what it actually was? It was most expensive dragons, but I forgot what it was. And I was looking at the worst. I was looking for the worst dragon, so I was basically sending you all down like a red herring. Because I was doing the show as if it was the worst MTG dragons. But it was actually supposed to be the most expensive MTG dragons. But like, I can't say like the 6-mana one is super hot because there's more expensive dragons out there. So anyway, who wins here? It was the can't remember who won here. Oh, the Asian Knight. The Asian Knight was victor. If even Nikachu doesn't know what the topic is, yeah, I know. I screwed up. I won't do it next time. Okay, here's the bonus round. Here's a bonus round. I have no idea how you're gonna guess this one. This is very different from what I would normally do. But anyway, go for it. This is complicated. I really hope that people can figure this one out. All right, we'll go with Dinglebags, Maelstrom Nexus. This is a 5-mana enchantment. The first spell, we don't have much time, so I'm just gonna say it's a 5-mana enchantment. No, it has nothing to do with the show. MTG anime waifu cards, no. The cheese stands alone. The cheese stands alone is a 6-mana enchantment. Ice cold, it's super ice cold. Metamorphose. For the purposes, put Manamorph. There we go. Metamorphose. It's a 2-mana instant. Add 2 mana any combination of colors. Draw a card, and it is nothing to do with the show. Sexy Merfolks. No, it is not. It has nothing to do with that. MTG cards Nikachu plays. Definitely not. No, it says people are. You should suggest more cards. In my opinion, you should suggest more cards. Lasthian, Spitting. What the hell is this? Spitting Dilophosaurus. Okay, 3 mana dinosaur. It's a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Creatures your opponents control with -1/-1 counters on can't block. I would say this is very cold. I wouldn't say it's ice cold. I'll tell you why. It's because it's a creature. So don't be straying too far away. Servant with Sith Cat Cub. Or Scythe Cat? How do Scythe Cat Cub? 2 mana 2/2 trample with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Ice cold. I should get like some. I gotta get a picture of chat that I can use in my thumbnail. All right, everyone here, you're gonna be in the thumbnail. Almost guaranteed. Dark King Ginger with the lightning shrieker. The 5 mana 5/5 flying trample and haste at the beginning of the end step. Lightning Shrieker. Sorry, at the beginning of the end step, Lightning Shrieker's owner shuffles it into their library. You know, weirdly, this is bang on. Just weirdly enough, this is super hot. This is super hot. I'm never gonna move past this card. And a cheap MTG artifacts. Nope. Christmas with Crater Hoof Behemoth. We have for 8 mana 5/5 haste. When it enters the battlefield, creatures get trample and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. This is super ice cold. Dressara with Norn the Wary. 1 mana 2/1. Whenever a player plays a spell or a creature attacks, remove Norn the Wary from the game. Return it to play under its owner's control at end of turn. This is also hot. This is hot. Okay, so we got one hot card. We got the Lightning Shrieker. We also have Norn the Wary. John, MTG cards that go away on the end step. No. That is incorrect. MTG bad investments? No. MTG cards you can't get rid of? Nope. MTG creatures that make you shuffle your library? No. I better read everyone's answers before I continue. Shuffling deck, no. Go away on end step, no. Creatures that bounce themselves, nope. Or I should say, I am not going to accept that answer. No, everyone's like on the shuffling library part. No, it has nothing to do with shuffling the library. Creatures that bounce themselves. Red bouncers, nope. That's an interesting show in itself, though. Keep in mind, this card didn't bounce. It got shuffled into the library. This card also didn't bounce. MTG cards that go back to the owner's control? No. Everyone's like trying very hard here. Hold on, let's get it. Maybe we need another card here. Indiana Jones with Viashino Sandstalker. It's a 3 mana 4/2 with haste. At end of turn, return Viashino Sandstalker to its owner's hand. Yep, that one's good too. That one's good too. You know what? Here, I'm gonna augment this maybe a little bit. We can say Viashino Sandstalker is very, very, very warm. Norn the Wary is definitely super hot, and Lightning Shrieker is like very, very, very warm, but technically not super hot. I would say they're all pretty hot though. They're all pretty like on topic. Cards that leave the battlefield during play. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a very sort of specific title. MTG cards you don't need to remove. Nope. Only attack, well, nope. They can attack millions of turns. Well, I guess this one you have to replay it over and over again. MTG cards that can be cast again from your hand? No, that definitely doesn't work with Norin the Wary. MTG Ball Lightnings? You think Norin the Wary is a Ball Lightning? Not even close. I don't... okay, let's look at unlocked suggestion of Meringue River Regent. It's a 6 mana, 6/7. It's got Coil and Catch for 4 mana, but it has Flying. When this creature enters, return up to 2 other target non-land perms to their owner's hands. Nope, this would be Ice Cold. That has nothing to do with the show. Most cowardly creatures in MTG. I love the title. I love the title. I'm looking for a very specific title for this type of thing. MTG cards that remove themselves. You're all on the right path. You're all on the right path, but how do we word it? It's got like sort of a cheeky name or a cheeky phrasing. That's what makes it more complicated. MTG creatures that are hard to attack? No. Red creatures that protect themselves by bouncing themselves somehow. Remember, Norin the Wary is probably the poster child for this thing. It doesn't work. Janelle is back from getting value from Costco. Maybe got some valuable Magic the Gathering cards. MTG creatures that can't be looked at. See, Surefire Cells got the idea of how to like name these titles. One-shot MTG cards? No. Bouncy creatures? No. Run away from the battlefield? No. I like the ideas, though. I like the creativity. MTG creatures that come and go without doing anything. Some of them did some stuff. This is a great MTG creatures that have an eject button. MTG cards for my red control deck. Okay, well, Unlocked apparently is building a deck here. Flavio, Nikachu, I finally caught you live. I never understood the fleshes have been reached from your AI MTG card live stream. It went over my head. Please explain. There was an AI card that said the fleshes have been reached if a land was exiled from the graveyard, and so whenever anything is exiled from the graveyard, we just consider that as the fleshes have been reached. Sudoku creatures? No, definitely not. I have to pay really close attention to everybody's ideas. MTG creatures that go boing flip. I love the idea, but nope. They don't commit Sudoku. Okay, they don't commit Sudoku. They don't commit Sudoku, people. Everyone just throwing that in there. I'm gonna blow your whole mind. The theme today is MTG cards. That's it. They're all cards. No, that's not it. We need another card. You guys are like really. I think you guys got the idea. You might need another card. Some is gonna like sacrifice their a chance at guessing by spinning the wheel at the Wheel of Fortune. Blinking Spirit. 4 mana for a 2/2. 0, return Blinking Spirit to its owner's hand. This is super hot. This is super hot. You might even say this is a better representation than like Norin the Wary. Might even say it's even better. MTG creatures that can protect themselves. Yes, but like, how is it worded? Because, you know, sometimes I have those shows. It's got a very specific name for it. MTG creatures that keep coming back for more. See that they got that's how we got to think about this. Don't blink, you'll miss these crazy MTG cards. That's funny. MTG cards that leave the battlefield on their own. No. Cards that phase out. No. MTG creatures are really good at running away. Because the problem is, if you don't guess the actual title, then basically you all win, and that's just not how it's gonna be. Someone's gonna figure out the actual one. No, Teferi's Protection is not a creature. This is a creature. It's definitely a creature. MTG creatures that leave the battlefield by themselves? Nope, not Anna. MTG creature that are untouchable? Nope. Creatures that remove themselves for 0 cost? Nope. It's a more clever name than that. Creatures that unsummon themselves. Yeah, of course. But how are we going to phrase that? Prime Jaders currently skimming through my encyclopedia of Nikachu keywords. Well, this is the problem. This is the deal is this is not a common keyword. That's the problem. That's the problem. So you all got the idea, but how would this be phrased to a show? Self-evasion. Oh, we got Big Mike coming in with big super chat. It's boomerangs. Even if it's not boomerangs, it's boomerangs now. No, it's not boomerangs. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. MTG creatures that blink and you'll miss it. Nope. Creatures that don't stick around. Nope. Creatures that unsummon. Nope. You leave the battlefield during play. No. Banding without banding. No. Creatures that hate the battlefield. I like that one. See, you got Dinglebag's got the idea, but that's not it. If I can even find one word, one keyword that can flicker. No, not flicker. Yeah, with my answer. Did you have something special? MTG. Oh, MTG boomerangs. No. Unique MTG creatures that oddly want to leave the weird battlefield. No. This I love that the name. That's not it though. MTG creatures that storm off. Maybe in anger. MTG creatures that vanish into thin air. No. No one guesses it when the music ends. There's gonna be no winner here. There's gonna be nothing. MTG creatures that went out for milk. Nope. Social distance. Nope. Absolute Zybers. Wrath of God. Warp. Nope. Sweep. Phase out alternative. Evacuate. Slippery MTG creatures. That's a great. Nightmare Incarnation's got the creativity too. Please respond to me. I said it like 5 times. Or you didn't. MTG creatures that Wrath of God can't kill. No, it's not it. Creatures that phase out without phasing out. Nope. Creatures that exile themselves. No, that's been suggested 1 billion times. Now Prime Jade is just throwing out a bunch of keywords. None of those. MTG creatures you can't catch. No. Nimble MTG creatures. Nightmare Incarnation's trying things. None of them are hitting, but like, if I were to bet on anyone guessing it, maybe Nimble Incarnation can guess it. Creatures, no. I think I'll just, okay, so just anyone, no. You can't touch this, no. Nope. Can we see the creatures again, please? We have Blinking Spirit, that's hot. Nor in the Wear is also hot. And something that's like pretty warm, but not hot, is Lightning Shrieker. You can guess more cards, too. That aren't frogs, but act like them? Nope. That's a weird title. Creatures that vanish, no. Everyone's suggesting stuff so quickly. MTG creatures gone rogue, no. Nope. Oh, you want Ball Lightning? You know, I think technically I would say no to Ball Lightning. I would say this is like, yeah, this is cold. Like dies in the end. Oh no, we got rid of the. Was it called the Shrieker? What was that card called? Oh, I lost the Spirit. Schrodinger's creatures. No. Nope. Most cowardly creatures. No, it's not it. Creatures that peekaboo. Nope. Great guess, though. Great guess. Creatures that preserves themselves. Nope. Creatures that trigger if you breathe. Creatures that knock twice. Creatures you can't remove. Displacer. You want Displacer Kitten? Format 2/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to one target non-land permanent you controlled and return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. I would say this is a hot. I would say this is considered hot too. Not Awoken Horror, that wouldn't do it. MTG creatures that are like spells. MTG creatures with delayed effects. Leave your hand. Leave the battlefield. No. Can't look at it. No. MTG creatures that think they blink. No, they don't. MTG creatures that can't be interacted with. Some people are trying. It's good for the algorithm. Everyone posting stuff in chat. What do you think, Christopher B? Creatures that have reoccurring blink abilities. MTG creatures that go back to whence they came. No. Welcome to Jackass from the camera crew that don't want to be there. MTG creatures I don't like. Trap Between Worlds. That's an interesting title, but no. Creatures that like trampolines. The floor is I love these titles. Creatures that are bouncy. The bounce things. No, none of these. Creatures that are gone in a flash. No. I don't see the keyword. People have not used the single keyword. And I'm just looking for the keyword. Can anyone throw the keyword out there? I just don't see it. I give you a few more seconds. Okay, Big Mike gives everybody another minute. What if the real theme is the friends we made along the way? Could be. Thanks so much for your super chat, Big Mike. I hope you're having a lot of fun. MTG creatures high on helium. No. Flicker. Damn the music. Untouchable. Ninjutsu. Exile. No. You gotta be more creative. You know, we don't have any. You gotta use some creative terms here. Volatile. No. Indestructible. No. Swap. No. Come on, everyone said blinking 100 billion times. How many times do people want to say the word blink? Blink, 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 but blink, blink, but blink. Can we get another example? Okay, how about I'll give you a card. This is not going to help you at all, though. I don't think so. The Feldegriff card. This card is hot for sure. I don't think it helps at all. I think it means absolutely nothing. Yeah, blink, 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 but blink, blink, but blink. Nope, not vanish. MTG creatures that do the hokey pokey. Cards that vote flying. Nope. Not Norin the Wary wouldn't vote flying. Norin the Wary would probably vote Sprout. No, it's not Flicker or Blink in the name or title. How many times have they said blink and you'll miss them? This is like the 20th time. MTG creatures that diblick themselves. Now I see you. I see you, Flavio. Scared of the battlefield. I like that name. I like that, but it's not it. Okay, I'm gonna give you. You have 1 minute. 1 minute. Where is it? Can anyone guess this damn thing? And when this hits the end, this will be. I think this will be the first show that people couldn't guess. I've been playing since 1998, and I have no idea what keyword you want to hear. It's not a Magic the Gathering keyword. That's the problem, and that's why I knew it was going to be difficult. But people are being creative with the titles, but they're not quite getting this one. MTG creatures that are afraid of the graveyard? Nope. Good try. Like, tries like this are good, but not quite. Hand holding? No. Mythical creatures? No. There was one we didn't get in the second. Oh, was there? I don't remember. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. MTG creatures with an escape plan. No one used the word escape, weirdly enough. No one used the word escape. Wow, even the great Trisaru couldn't even get that one. I tricked Trisaru of all people. Everyone used like every single word possible, like to describe like leaving. Escape is an MTG mechanic, though. Well, not when you combine it with escape plan. They all have an escape plan. I said evacuate. Yeah, but I'm looking. This is very keyword specific. It's you know, escape is different from evacuate. Evacuate is like the ship is sinking. The ship is sinking. It might not be an emergency. We're all gonna blame public schooling on this one. Hottest take. I feel like ejection seat should have counted. Maybe. I didn't think this was going to be that difficult. I didn't think it was going to be that complicated. All right, that's it. That's the show for today. I hope you had a lot of fun. With this type of show gets a lot of engagement usually. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Also, thanks for everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat, so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, everyone, for being here and participating. People like Servant and Toads, Surefire Selves, Steve Cooper, Little Deadfly, Oh Boy, Trisaru, Bob Talks Bridge, Adeptus, Benjamin Berkey, Dinglebag, Anna, Servant. I got you, Toads. Nightmare Incarnation, Someone24C, Spectral Maniac, Steve Cooper, Dark Ginger, and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.